No, I don't care for the Venom trailer. But before we get started, if you can hit the like button, subscribe, and share, y'all know what to do. You're on YouTube, you know what it's made for. Just hit the button. Hit the button. But yes, the trailer for Venom 3, aka Venom The Last Dance, latest trailer came out, I think a few days ago. And I just want to give my thoughts and opinions on this dumpster fire of a trilogy. I did not like any of the Venom movies, and the fact that this character got a trilogy because of Sony's incompetence and don't know what to do with the character. And another reason why Sony should not have the Spider-Man IP, but mindless morons on the internet would sit there and complain to you talking about how Marvel is running that character into the ground because they can't, because their hands are tied legally, and they can't really do anything. But I digress. Before we get into that, let's just talk about the trailer itself, okay? The trailer itself is mediocre at best, all right? It has this build up to, oh, this is gonna be the final film in the trilogy, even though behind the scenes Sony is pushing to have it in the MCU. But this is the build up between Venom and Eddie Brock, aka Tom Hardy, and how like this might be the end of them both, and how he needs to let go and let Venom die to save the world and stuff like that. That's what it's alluding to in the trailer. And honestly, I don't care. I don't care. You had 2 movies to build up this whole thing, and the past 2 films was whack to me, honestly. It was like, it was pretty mid, to say the least. The last one sucked, I'll be honest with you. Even if the movie was rated R how people wanted it to be, it still would not have been good. It was a lazy movie. It was underwhelming at best. You have one of the most iconic characters in the Venom/Spider-Man lore, and you waste him with Woody Harrelson? Alright, bro. Like, what are we doing here? But we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about the trailer in hand. It's just so much. And I'd rather prefer if this movie was like, hey, it's a government agent that is hunting down Venom symbiotes and eliminated them. I think it would be cool, like a nice little neat tiny story. Well, it's involving the government, so it wouldn't be a tiny story, but you know what I mean? But you're going with the Null King in Black storyline, which we will get to the whole ramifications of that and my frustration with that. But you're doing this, yes, in the comics it was a global, multi-universal threat, and you needed everyone to team up and go against Null or whatever. I think it's okay that you have a Venom villain in a Venom movie, I guess, It's cool, but like, it's wasted potential. And the fact that people are like, oh my god, I am optimistic about this movie because they have such an iconic villain that they can't screw up. Even though we've seen in the past, you have the most iconic villains there are, and it will still be screwed up by bad writing. What are we doing here? So what will happen is when this movie drops, and it's never going to be mediocre to bad, and people are going to sit there and say, oh my god, they wasted this movie. Or will they just blindly defend it because it's Sony doing it and it's not Marvel, so they can sit there and try to push their agenda of Sony should just have Spider-Man because they can clearly do a better job with the characters than Marvel can. It's ridiculous here. It's like the Venom trilogy isn't even about Venom, okay? The purpose of the character. You can't. The fact that we got a trilogy of a character without its main antagonist from Venom's point of view, or the main character reason why Venom is a thing, is absolutely stupid to me. That's like making a Deadpool movie without cancer being involved at all with the character. It's like, what? And so speaking of frustrations with characters, the fact that they have Null in this, and the creators of the Null character and the whole King of Black storyline didn't even know about it, and they're not compensated for it, is absolutely ridiculous. Especially when one of them was recently in a car accident which left them with severe brain damage. I think they can use the millions from a multi-million-dollar company to pay their medical bills. But it's weird because people online will sit there and say, you artists don't deserve to be paid from creating the most iconic characters in a comic book character's lore. No, you don't need to get paid for that, even though they made multiple adaptations of your storyline. It's been in video games and now movies from multi-million-dollar corporations, and you don't receive a dime from it. But if you speak up, all of a sudden it's you being asking for too much. It's like, what? And the nerve of IGN to sit there and say they're cheekily asking for compensation. No, they're asking for their money. What? Let's set the stage for people who don't really understand what I'm trying to get at here. Even though I just said it, but let's say you were handled Batman, right? Let's say someone gave you the rights to Batman and say, hey, we want you to create an original storyline, do whatever you want with the character. And your bright idea was make an entirely new character that adds onto the lore of Batman and becomes one of the most iconic characters of all time. Then people start to take your character and put it in video games and movies and reference it, and you don't receive a dime from your work. Would you be a little bit jaded and upset about it? Even so, when one of the creators came out and said this on Twitter.
Yes, I did co-create Null. No, I didn't know until today that he was gonna be in Venom, The Last Dance. Yes, I do expect to finally be able to afford that lazy river moat around my house.
It's like, I don't understand how hard is it. I don't understand why anyone would want to be a comic book writer or artist if they constantly get dicked over and no one seems to bat an eye, or they seem to go against the creator. Like, how dare you ask our multi-million-dollar corporations for money? What? And before anyone says anything, because I know someone's gonna be in the comments talking about, well, what about when Disney did it with Thor: Love and Thunder, and they didn't credit the artist at all either? Yes, it's horrible. It's bad. This is a bad idea. This is horrible. I'll be mad as shit if I was an artist that created these iconic storylines for these characters. It get used verbatim in movies, and I'm not compensated for it. I'm throwing something. I'm suing. I'm going crazy. And I don't even know what's worse, the fact that the man is not getting compensated, or the fact that this is going to spill over into multiple projects that we don't give a damn about. And yes, let's talk about the rumors of the awful Spider-Man 4 news, which apparently is going to be a multiversal story that everyone's talking about. And apparently Venom is going to be a precursor to that. But that's what y'all said about Venom, Let There Be Carnage, how it's going to be a precursor to No Way Home. And that didn't work out. So we don't know what really is going to happen. Because there's probably going to be a post-credit scene with Nolan showing up in the MCU. And in the end of Spider-Man 4, there's going to be another post-credit scene of him leaving the MCU. We don't know what's going to go on. Because now you're going to have to infer that, oh, listen, if you want to watch the next Spider-Man movie, you need to watch this Venom movie. And Sony, you are out of your... I'm not going to see this movie. I don't care. I didn't see the other ones in theater. I'm not paying money for this garbage or what? Or oh no, you need to see the Craven movie because they're building up to the Sinister Six that they've been doing for the past 5 movies. Yes, I need More in Time. I need Madam Web. I need Craven. I need Vulture from 2 other universes. I need the Lizard apparently because they use the same actors as this kind of oh, this is the character that you see from Amazing Spider-Man. He's clearly gonna show up, even though y'all know that Andrew Garfield doesn't want to work with Sony anymore. None of the Spider-Man wants to work with Sony anymore because they constantly dick around the actors and then be surprised when no one wants to work with them. Oh my god. You see how ridiculous this is? I feel like I'm in a padded room screaming into the ether. And it's y'all see how insane this sounds, right? You see how this is not good. But yes, people will sit there and they will hype up this movie to the high heavens, which if you enjoy the past 2 movies, you can watch this movie, enjoy it, have a fun old time. But this does nothing for me. I think it's going to be trash. I was right about the past 2 movies. So it's I don't know. So will I think they handled the finale of the Venom trilogy well? No. Will I think they will handle Null well in this universe? No. Will I think this will be a satisfying conclusion to the character? Well, the character wasn't satisfying to begin with. No. And I probably think it's going to end with him getting the iconic symbol on his chest, and then it ends or some shit like that. And he probably gets it from... He didn't get it from being in the MCU and seeing Spider-Man. So maybe he'll get it from Null having it on his chest. And he has it because it's going to be a Superman thing where it's listen... This symbol means XYZ, and they're gonna have oh, this is my version of it. And it's gonna be white, and it's gonna be the tarantula. Yes, that's how it's gonna end. And he's gonna take 3 films to earn his iconic look that we should have had in film 1 if they actually had a plan of what they're doing. But those are my thoughts. Let me know down below what y'all think. Are y'all seeing the new Venom movie? Cause I'm not. Once I said before. And if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And if you want me to talk about anything else, just put in the comments because I'm gonna read it. So I'm most likely gonna make it. And I'm out. Peace.